Elves, also known as the Elders of the world. They are the oldest playable race in the game. They average 5.5 feet to 6.5 feet and average about 150 to 200 pounds. Their lives are incredibly long and their will to learn outgoes the dwarves' lust for gold. They take pride in what they do. Elves are found in every craft, combat, and life. They aren't afraid to point out what's wrong, but can be hard to deal with when proven wrong. Depending on where the elves grow up determines their occupation. Most of them, usually the eastern region, focus on armor and armor enchantments. Elves from all around focus on combat training as well. They use their time to learn from their parents and peers. They don't take lightly to losing fights, so training sessions are mandatory. Because elves have been on the planet for the longest time, they have the largest historical library. Some elves spend their time rewriting old books to newer ones to preserve the history so that it will not be forgotten. Elves speak Elvish. The main reason they do this is to keep them separated from the rest of the society, similar to the dwarves. They aren't afraid to speak in common tongue, though. The elves like to encourage half-elves who want to learn the elvish ways to learn Elvish. The other half-elves that don't want to learn the elvish ways but would rather go human make it harder on them to learn Elvish. Elves are broken up by the Ents in years 1 to 32. The elves and Ents have a great history in the past. Now elves these days have forgotten about the Ents, which makes most of them angry and irritable to be around. Elves are the creator of the orcs. It is said that the elves hungered more and more power, and they fell into the shadows of evil. They grew to be grotesque creatures with boils and warts. There was a war between the two, orcs and elves. It was uncertain when the war would end. Then the dwarves appeared, cutting and hacking down trees and making homes and digging in the mountains, moving rock and dirt to build large cities. The elves saw this opportunity. The orcs were banished to the mountains, and it was the perfect time to make an attack. Their leader, Gorfond, High Elf of the Firstborn, said that it would be unwise to attack. We have suffered enough, and the elves moved elsewhere and began searching the world. Elves have three main beliefs. Batrustes, goddess of light and purity, Belena, mother of the world, and Father Falagren, father of the sky, and their final religion is Benedares, the god of banishment and cleansing. All three religions were first practiced when the first elves appeared on Hathgorb. Hathgorb got its name to the mother Belena and father Falagren. It is said these two were married and lived in the sacred temple, hidden somewhere on the planet. Only those who were given select powers by Belena and Falagren are said to have seen the sacred temple. This, although, has not had a sighting since before the Orc-Elf Wars. This is said to be the cause of the elves' lust for power.